Hi, Henry. How are you?
Hello, I'm good, and you?
I'm very fine myself. Thank you very much. So for this interview, I will be asking you some questions about your time and studies as an Erasmus student in Copenhagen, and also about the Danish culture in general, which are relevant to me because I'm considering to going to Copenhagen as well.
Okay,
So
great.
perfect. Let's dive right in. Why did you choose to go on an Erasmus in Copenhagen?
Well, first of all, like Scandinavia always like spoke to me. I find the culture very interesting and their way of life.
Okay.
Um, so for me, it was like a straightforward choice to choose like a country from Scandinavia. And first of all, I actually wanted to go to Norway, but that wasn't like available anymore. And then my second choice was Copenhagen, Denmark.
Yeah.
Um, and I had a really great time there. I went there for like 3 months or something,
Okay.
um, but it was a really nice experience.
Okay. And what did you hope to learn when you before you went?
Well, I did my internship over there. So first of all, I want to learn something more about like what the working in a lab was because I studied for a medical lab technician.
Okay.
So first of all, like the ways of working over there, and second of all, learning a bit more about the culture, the language as well, because I learned some Danish before I went there.
I was going to
Um,
ask that. Yeah.
and I tried to speak as much Danish as possible over there. So that was also something that I like wanted to achieve or like saw as a goal.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
yeah.
And how did you get to Copenhagen? Did you take the plane or did you go by train?
I went by plane because like it's the easiest thing to do, and there's a very good connection like between the airport and the city center.
Okay.
So yeah,
Okay. And do you maybe remember what the cost was for those plane tickets?
um, I guess it was around like 130 euros, something like that.
Okay. Yeah,
I
that's
don't
actually,
know,
yeah.
um, but because it's been 4 years now, so it's been quite a while. But I guess it was around that price.
Okay. Well, that's quite okay. That's quite
Yeah.
okay. And so about a bit the Danish culture. How would you say like the Belgian and the Danish cultures differ from one another?
Like the most I wouldn't say like noticeable or like the thing I noticed the most is that we Belgians are like a bit more open to people than the Danish people. The Danish people are more like secluded. They're more like I wouldn't say introverted, but they stick to their group of friends. And if you like talk to the Danish people, they're very friendly and they will help you always.
Yeah.
But they they won't say if they meet you for the first time, they won't say like, oh, come and join me for dinner or have lunch with me.
Okay.
So
So
that is like the biggest difference.
it's like at first kind of hard to make new friends and meet new people
Yeah,
because
but
it's
it's
the
different in like an Erasmus context because like for me I was like put in an Erasmus community because it was via my internship run via a school in Denmark, and they
yeah,
had like an Erasmus community, and there it's like very easy to make friends, and I really enjoy that because you meet people from all over the world. Like I've made friends from Spain and from Norway, and I actually still text with them, and one of them now lives in Denmark, so and we still have contact.
okay.
So like if you're in an Erasmus community, that's very nice because then you get to know people very fast.
Yeah, I was also going to ask that. Are you still in contact with some of the people
Yeah.
you met there? I'm afraid you're taking me away my job, so you're doing fine.
Yeah.
Um, just answer the next question. Did you encounter any difficulties adapting to this new way of life? Because you get there,
Um,
probably yeah, you have the community, but probably you're still a bit an outsider, a bit on your own at first.
yeah. Well, actually, we got a lot of help, so that already makes a difference. And actually, it was like more at ease than in Belgium.
Okay.
Um, like also like my working hours were very flexible, and they were like, oh, they told you you have to work 8 hours a day. We won't do that. You work 6 hours and then you have the day off. And they
Okay.
were really nice. Yeah, I would say like the only difficulty was like that the Danish people are a bit more secluded because you're like, okay, am I doing something wrong, or are they just like more introverted?
Okay.
But on the other hand, like it was a big adventure and I enjoyed like every day.
That
So
I can believe.
yeah.
That I can believe. And yeah, probably at first, well, you studied a bit of Danish, but
Mhm.
before you probably didn't understand anything about the Danish language. So
No.
how did you cope with that in the beginning?
Well, like the Danish people are very good in English. They also told me because like I started to practice Danish over there, and they actually told me like we're not used to that. We're used to people speaking to us in English, and
Ah,
so they're actually very good in English. Like if they notice you're not from Denmark, they will automatically switch to English, and they're like very good and thorough with the communication. So there's
okay.
actually not that much difficulties.
Okay. And I just noticed the Danish flag behind you
Yes.
as well.
Yeah,
Uh,
exactly.
yeah, they're also really proud on the flags that I know
Hmm.
about flags everywhere. Yeah.
That's true. Like on a birthday, when like it's someone's birthday, everything is in Danish flags. Like even the tablecloths, the napkins, everything.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah.
great.
Something we could learn from, maybe, for the
Yeah,
next.
maybe. I don't know. It was a bit crazy. I was like, why are you so obsessed with that flag? Like,
Yeah, 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 yeah. And besides them being a bit more closed at first, were
Mhm.
there any other cultural misunderstandings that you had?
um, not that I can think of actually. Um,
So
or
quite
like maybe like what would you like understand like a
well.
cultural difference or
Well, let's say that you when you meet someone in Belgium, it's quite common to like kiss the girl on the cheek, like
hmm
thing and like
oh
that.
okay.
You try to kiss someone on the cheek, and they were like, "Oh, oh, please don't do that," like something.
Yeah, yeah, the Danish people are like more distant, like they would rather give you a hand or just say hello and like not shaking hands, or
Not
like
even.
giving a kiss is like a really big deal there. Like we're used indeed like to like give a kiss on the cheek, you
Yeah.
know. But there it's like if you meet a stranger and you do that at first time, they will be like, what are you doing?
What? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I will remember that one. And about transportation a bit inside the city, you already mentioned that the
Mhm.
airport in the city is quite easy. But how did you get around in the city? Did you like take taxis or bikes or trains, etc.?
If you're considering going to Copenhagen, I would definitely recommend the bike because it
Okay.
is the easiest mode of transport. The biking lanes are very good, and like I think that Danish people, and especially in Copenhagen, they consider the bike like their primary mode of transport rather
Okay.
than the car.
Okay.
So, and the Danish traffic is very adjusted to like the cyclists.
Oh,
So
that's
everyone knows there's a lot of cyclists, especially in Copenhagen.
yeah.
So like everyone is keeping that in mind, and you will see if you go to Copenhagen, like the cyclists always how I
Yeah.
don't know how to say it in English, but they have like the top priority. You know,
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
it's
Yeah. Yeah.
very
Yeah.
easy to get around the city. So I would definitely recommend the bike.
Okay.
And otherwise, there's very good public transport like the metro. They like in the meantime, they have expanded their metro system as well, so you can get around very quickly.
Okay.
Um, like for the public transport, they also have like a card. It's called Reisekort. It's a bit like a traveling card,
Yeah.
and you can put money on it, and then you just check in, and the money goes off the card. It's very easy.
Okay.
Um, yeah, but like public transport, very good over there. Yeah, so I would recommend those two, like the metro, definitely the bike.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, and
Good.
then you have like the bus, the S-Stroke. There's plenty of options to get around.
So that's good. So it's good to know that the bike lanes are in a way better shape than they are here.
Yeah. And actually, they have like stoplights for bikes and like how would you say like double lanes. Like you can pass another bike, and sometimes that's like triple. So it's really
Oh,
insane.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then now let's dive maybe a bit. So you were on an internship there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
correct.
And how did you find the internship? How did you so from the start, how did you get into the internship?
So like first there was like an info session at school, like
Okay.
these are the Erasmus options, and they gave us a list with destinations.
Yeah.
Uh, and because I did medical lab technology, we have to do our internship in like three fields. But the three fields are all the same, so it doesn't really matter in which hospital you get. So you
Yeah.
choose like on the destination. Um, and like I said, Scandinavia really got my interest, so I immediately like went from the Scandinavian countries.
Yeah.
Um, and I also know that the healthcare system in Denmark and in all of Scandinavia is very good.
Okay.
Um, so I was pretty interested actually to see how things went there.
Yeah.
And that's why I directed more towards like the Scandinavian countries, Denmark.
Yeah.
So that's actually how I rolled into the internship.
Okay. And so at the internship, you had to do some work, but you probably also learned some, had some like more like classes or not?
We also did like a bachelor's thesis over there.
Okay.
We combined it a bit, like the internship with the bachelor's thesis.
Yeah.
Um, so we had like a topic on, like it was something with blood like coagulation. So we spent some weeks on there, and the other weeks it was just like following the lab technicians over there, while
Okay.
they are doing like the daily routines and how everything works.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah.
And that was all in English then, or Danish as well?
In the beginning, it was in English,
Okay.
and then afterwards, but it was very like at the end of the 3 months,
Yeah.
there were some lab techs that had to give us some explanations about the technique, and they were like, okay, our English is not the best because they were already a bit older, and they
Okay.
were like, okay, you've been in Denmark now for almost 3 months, and we heard you can speak some Danish, you understand some. Would you agree to have like the information in Danish? And I was like, yeah, okay, sure, like we give it a shot.
Yeah.
And so they did it in Danish, and I actually understood it, and it was really really nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
um and they also like gave us like a written document. It was written in Danish also, but like with all the explanation, and there are a lot of similarities with Dutch in my opinion,
Okay.
so that made it also a bit easier. Yeah.
To understand and
Yeah,
to talk. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
exactly.
And okay. And your daily routine, how did that look like? So you got up and then what? Yeah.
So I got up, then just made ready to go to the lab. I guess we had to be there at around 8:30-ish. I don't know exactly anymore. But then it was like a 30-minute bike ride.
Okay.
But since like the biking links in Copenhagen are very good, it's really
Yeah.
enjoyable. So then we got at the lab. We already had like some kind of schedule of the week, so what we were
Yeah.
going to do each day. So then we just went through that, and I guess around um, 3 or 2:33 hours, um, our day was actually finished. So then either I went back to my dorm, or I went into the city with some friends, just enjoyed the city.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So
And
that's like a regular day.
okay. Yeah. And what are some fun activities to do in Copenhagen as a student?
Um,
Because I know it's can get quite expensive. So like on a
yeah,
student budget,
yeah,
what can you
exactly.
do?
If you go to Copenhagen, I actually have a very specific address.
Okay.
Um,
I will write
yeah,
it.
because me and my friends, we went a lot to like a tequila bar in the
Okay.
center, but also on always on Tuesdays, because they had a promo like from 9 to 10, you got free beer, and afterwards it was like tequila at
Okay.
€1. Like if you converted it, it was like about €1.
Okay.
So we were like, okay, let's go every every Tuesday to that
Yeah. Yeah.
place. Um, what else? Um, 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 I would definitely recommend just like discovering the city because it's very beautiful as well.
Okay.
Um, it's a bit hard to, because we did so many things over there. But I would just, if it's like about the cost, I would recommend like to lower the cost, and like when you're doing groceries, there are like a lot of cheap, like Netto. I would definitely recommend that one because it's, like, it's very cheap. And then you can spend some more if you want to go drink something or go out or something.
Have some extra money.
Yeah, exactly. But like recommend places, it's very hard to come to some things.
Well, that I can believe, but I mean, you have my contacts. Just if you remember something,
I will do. Definitely.
And so my next question was actually going to be: are you still in contact with the people that you went to the bar with on Tuesdays? But you do,
Yeah.
so that's good.
Yeah.
It's good to hear that it's like still you get in contact, and for the future, that's quite interesting. It's good to know.
Yeah, exactly.
And so, what tips could you give me then? Or go there, like don't do this or do that.
Yeah, and I think it's a bit of a how would you say it, like a description of the things I said before. So I would definitely recommend like go biking in Copenhagen, because it's by far the easiest thing to do.
Okay.
Like I don't know, when would you do your internship? Would it be like in the winter or the?
It will be winter, yeah.
Okay. So you will definitely notice that like the days are very short, and that it's like dark very soon. I guess it's light and from around 9:30 to 3:30, and afterwards it's just like plain dark. So I would recommend, because that can be a bit hard, because you have to adapt to that, to like the more darkness. Like connect, if you're in an Erasmus community, connect to friends. Like look up some places with a lot of light. It sounds maybe a bit basic, but it really helps. If the sun shines, like go outside and enjoy the sun. You will see when there's one sunny day, like the whole of Copenhagen goes outside, and they go like, yeah, they meet up in parks or on bridges, or there's like one specific bridge where everyone like meets up for some kind of reason. I don't know why. But, yeah, and I think that's the most important. There's nothing you can really like do wrong in Copenhagen. It's very similar to Belgium. Just like remember that the people are a bit more distant. So I wouldn't like give them a kiss on the cheek or something when you meet them for the first time. Like even a hug is already a really big deal for them. But apart from that, they're very friendly, and would just say like, and enjoy your time there. It's a great city. Yeah, and I'm actually very positive about it. Like if I had the chance to do it again and do like Copenhagen again for Erasmus or something, I would definitely go.
To Copenhagen, yeah. And just like a final wrap-up question, why would you encourage others to go on an Erasmus study or internship abroad?
For me, or like for me, it really like broadened my horizons. I'm really like international oriented person as well, so it's really nice to meet people from other countries and get to know other cultures. Also, it's you learn to be a bit more self-reliant, because like your parents are not around, so you have to do everything by yourself. So you really learn something from that too. And yeah, it's just nice as well to see how things work in another country, because you might think like, oh, it's like the same or something, but there are actually some differences in the way they handle things, not only like on your internship place, but like also in daily life. And I guess it's just like an experience. Yeah, and that's my opinion about it. I would encourage everybody to do so, to go on an Erasmus. I really enjoyed it, and Yeah, that's that's what I. Yeah.
You would encourage. Okay.
Yeah. Exactly.
Well, that was my final question. So thank you very much. And I
Well,
hope you have a great day, and I will keep everything in mind for when I go on my way.
that's great. Thank you.
Thank you.